Hi guys, good morning. So yesterday I came across this post on Facebook and it really pissed me off. It was something about history of African people and how it's all wrong, and how black people should you know, how fed up black people are about being lied to by white people. And it really got my hackles up, because at the end of the day that is just so fucking typical of today's world, right? I mean, you know, it's fucking bullshit. I'm white. See, this is another thing, right? Black people, white people. The only white people I'm ever likely to see are going to be in a fucking morgue on a slab, yeah? They're going to be white. That or your local vampire, right? Because I'm not white, I'm olive. I'm a bit mixed myself, actually. So I have some colour in my skin. I go brown very easily in the summer. I am not white. Some people say in Ireland, like redheads, they're quite white-ish, but they're sort of more pink than white. And when it comes to so-called, again I hate this terminology, black people, I've never come across somebody who's black, as in black, you know. Well, maybe the shadow people, you know, the ones in your back room at night. Just a minute, guys, let me just switch the heating on. Off, sorry. No, you've had food, you're not having any more. Bloody hell. Oh, my cats. My cats just want to eat. 24/7. Anyway, right, okay, so, there are some people in Africa whose skin is so black that it's blue, which is pretty amazing. Okay, anyway, to get back to whatever, the point is, I'm sick to death of the racist card and of people blaming each other. The human brothers and sisters, and I don't care what fucking colour we are, whether I'm white or yellow or orange, or I'm a member of the spider people from Mars, right? I don't care. As the last time I checked, we are human beings. We are human beings. And we are allowing the powers that be to... It's just ludicrous. It's ludicrous. You know what? I don't even have words for it, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being accused of you're white, therefore you are racist. That's like feminism, women, all men are potential rapists. All of this type of stuff is mass consciousness, people. It truly is, and it's so disgusting and asinine to me. It just infuriates me when I get these white people, you know, Klansmen pretenders, I call them, who go all about fucking this and that and black people and you know. And if they had a sheet, they you know, and they were handy with a pair of scissors, then you know what I'm saying. It's ludicrous. It fucking is. But you get black people that are just as racist. They think for some reason that the white man is at fault for everything. And there's a lot of stuff going down in South Africa at the moment that is deeply concerning. Because people, let's try, please use our fucking mind, our brain, which we have this for a reason, and understand that it's not the ordinary Tom, Dick and Harry that have brought this shit about. It's the hidden hands. It's always the hidden hand that, you know, manipulates the human psyche. We're all really traumatized, so our behavior, our thinking and our behavior is made up of a series of trauma responses, right? And we're constantly programmed to be afraid of this and afraid of that and afraid of him and afraid of her and afraid of them because they look different. history is not at all what they've told us it is. I'm beginning to really get that more and more. Okay, so I'm just really tired of it. I'm really tired of this shit. I'm tired of human beings allowing themselves to be divided and sticking the knife in each other's back. You know, I like to take people on an individual basis. I don't care where they're from or what they look like or what colour they are. Personally, I think a bit of colour is a good thing, you know. I like it. And I think a lot of black people look fantastic and they're very beautiful, and they're lucky because they age really well. They age fantastically well, man. I used to know this guy, and he was a fantastic chess player. This is years ago in London, in Willesden. And he used to hang out at this Caribbean social club where I used to go and get a certain green substance. Let's just call it that. And this is years ago. And he used to be in there with his friends, and they were all in their 80s, you know, and they were playing chess and checkers. And I used to think he was like in his 50s, and he wasn't. He was like 82 or 83. And these were the loveliest, nicest people, and they always had good food cooking, and it always smelled fantastic. And they had true culture going on there. They had some good, old, styly reggae going on, and they were happy, and they were wonderful people, and I loved it. Right? And then a few doors down from that, you had the Irish social club, and they had their own true culture. They used to get these guys in playing uilleann pipes, and they used to have these impromptu music sessions, you know, and they were great people as well. When it comes down to it, people, the true essence of us is fantastic, and it is good, and it is pure, and it is incredibly creative, you know, it really is. But what they've done, the dark hidden hands, and what they're doing, for example, right now in places like Sweden or my country or Germany, just a second, coffee, gotta have it, it's either that or crack, right? Is that they've created a series of laboratories called countries where they're messing about with people and traumatize people in slightly different ways. And now what they're doing, they're taking people from laboratory A, let's say Syria, Iraq, Yemen, but that's 3 laboratories then, isn't it really? So A, B, C. And they're taking those people through, they've decimated their countries through warfare and God knows what else. And now they're funneling those people into Germany, Holland, Sweden, etc. Now these people are very, very traumatized, and they've already been heavily mind controlled through religion, right? And poverty, and all kinds of you know, nefarious, underhanded tactics that they use to mind control people. So they think marrying an 8-year-old girl is perfectly acceptable, and they think women are lesser than dogs. That doesn't mean they are evil or bad people. It means they're under heavy mind control. And yes, okay, the whole NPC thing, people never change, they're going to go along with everything. All that is true, but I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about the fact that most people are made up, it seems, solely of their programming. And it's all trauma response. So that is behavior. Oh yeah, here's my 9-year-old bride, Sophia, isn't it wonderful? And they don't even realize that that's wrong. They really don't. Those people then get put in a place like, say, Sweden. And chaos ensues. Hate, rage, violence. And what do you think that's all about? That is exactly the kind of energy the powers that be love. The virus, the archons, call it what you will, loves that type of energy. It loves it. That is where it lives, people. You know? That is where it lives. It has humanity in a trauma-based, mind-controlled state. So everything they say and do, pretty much a lot of it, I say like 90% of it, 80% of it, whatever, is trauma response. Right? Trauma responsive. Trauma responsive. Trauma responsive. I don't like you, you're black. I don't like you, you're white. White people enslaved us. You're all enslavers. I don't like you, you're a man. All men are potential rapists. I don't like you, you're a woman. You should be at home barefoot and in the kitchen. Whatever program, you know, runs the show. It's utter asinine bullshit. And it is not of us. It isn't. That is not what we are, people. That is not what we are. Not at all. And the reason that all this upheaval is now playing out in such an explosive manner is because people are waking up. I'm seeing it clearly now, more and more so. You are seeing it clearly now, more and more so. And there is a shift happening. There are shifts within shifts, cycles within cycles. Everything is churning and boiling and seething. You know, it is all up. You know. See, humans have operated under this heavy yoke for a very long time. A very long time. We've been played for a very long time. Or it's actually possible that we haven't been played for a very long time at all, but like in Dark City, only a couple of days ago everything was paradise. But the Dark Reset happens, and here we are, and we think it's been like this for a very long time. That's an interesting concept that you could play around with, because who really knows, right? Maybe a week ago everything was beautiful and lush, but Dark Reset. And now we're here thinking, oh, it's been like this for hundreds of years. And maybe it hasn't been, but you know, anyway. Anyway, cats. Cats. You don't need a TV if you have cats, you know, because they're very entertaining. They do really strange things. Anyway. Yeah, when you go through life, you get triggered lately a lot more than you have done before, but that is a good thing, right? Because it helps you, if when you're aware of, I'm feeling triggered, why am I feeling triggered, what's going on, what's this about? A, that you have a choice in how to respond, and B, it makes you very aware of exactly what type of mind control is operating. And the us versus them is a big program, a big one. Because we as human beings have a hell of a lot more in common than we have differences. That I didn't really put that in very good words at all, but you know, it's very early and I haven't finished my coffee yet, so we have a lot more in common. And we're amazing, we're beautiful, we're creative, and we're very, very capable, and we are, souled ones, are awakening. We are awakening people, and we're realizing, excuse me, that we can get together, we can commune, we are somehow connected, we have ideas. I will do a YouTube video about something, and then various other people I know that have YouTube channels on that very same day, and in fact for pretty much the very same time, have done videos about more or less exactly the same thing. You see, it's all connecting, everything is beginning to connect up. And we're beginning to realize that despite the system continually trying to trigger our trauma-based mind-controlled programming, getting that trauma response, it's actually being used to heal us. Oh, I think that's amazing. I love that. Hey, honey, you're right. See, he's black. I have a white cat and I have a black cat. And I also have a grey cat, sort of for the in-between. And it's funny because, you know, black cats in rescue centres, people don't want them. People don't want to adopt them, which is really strange because I always loved black cats. you know. Yes, I have, haven't I? Anyway, I digress yet again. I'm beginning to be aware that, you know, I don't have to be reactive. I don't have to react to anyone or anything at all. It's like yesterday was a comment below my video, one of my videos, that was really quite negative. And my trauma response reactivity said, and I thought, no, I don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. And I can let that go, because what's that to me at the end of the day? It is nothing to me at all. The only reason it upsets me is because it triggers my trauma. It makes me feel like, oh, you know, all kinds. And when that happens to you, then ask yourself, what's being triggered here? What does that mean? And then work with that and heal that and allow that to be healed, instead of reacting mindlessly, trauma-based response, which is always mindless really. There's no logic or reason at all. It's just like, we don't have to do that anymore. It's amazing. We can truly be free. We can be free. That is what freedom is, where you're free to make your own choices based on clear, true self-consciousness, where, yes, you're aware that, oh, this trauma makes me want to say this and do that, but hey, I don't have to say that and I don't have to do that. I can instead do something good for myself. So I'm going to go and do some really beautiful art now, or make some music, or listen to some music, or whatever. Go in and out with a friend that makes me feel really good, and have a meaningful conversation about things that really matter, and be inspired and inspire her or him. I can be a beacon of inspiration. I don't have to be afraid of black people, and I don't have to be afraid of white people, and I don't have to hide under the bed from the spider people from Mars either, because the world's full of really wonderful people, and they're different colours, and they have different expressions, and they have different personalities. Wow, that is fucking cool. That is brilliant. You know? And those people over there, they cook some bloody good food, and those people over there make some really good music. What happens if you put those two together? Hey. You know, people, I always say, goodness is all in a mix. It's all in a mix, people. It's good. Take people on an individual basis, you know, and don't let the powers that were, I'm going to call them that from now on, right? The powers that were, don't let them confuse you. Don't let them manipulate you. Be aware of your trauma responses. And don't beat yourself up over it, you know, over the hate and the rage and the fear and the this and the that and the ooh and the ah. Don't worry about that at all. Just be with that. Acknowledge that and allow it to be healed, and it is happening. It really just kind of happens. You don't have to make a concerted effort to heal yourself, because that's not how it works, and that, believe it or not, is another trauma response, because that comes from, oh, I might never be healed, I might never be healed, I have to make a real effort to be healed. And it doesn't work that way. It really just happens, you see. It really just happens. And pray to your true self. Your true self is always there. It is who you truly are. Your true self doesn't have a colour, by the way. Well, actually, maybe it does. What colour would your true self be? It's a bit like, you know, in those Philip Pullman novels, you know, His Dark Materials. Used to be called The Northern Lights. And now it's called His Dark Materials. I find that questionable, but anyway, it's a great set of books, and a great series that I've been watching. And everybody's soul lives outside of their body in the form of an animal. I think that's just fantastic, you know, absolutely fantastic. So just for today, because you all love yourselves, think about what your demon would look like. And what your demon would be called. And maybe draw a picture of your demon. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, you know, people, we're all beautiful. We are. We're so beautiful and we're so amazing and we're so valuable. We have things to do. We haven't got time to let this trauma-based mind control get in the way and stop us. Right? In our hands, we have this really hefty pair of pliers. Right now, we're going to take those pliers rather, and we're going to go down and we're going to break that shackle around the ankle with that heavy metal ball that we've been dragging around our whole life. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Because I meet people from all different walks of life, from all different backgrounds, even religions and colours and cultures. And I've met some wonderful people, you know, beautiful, amazing people. People that went through absolute hell and yet still manage to be good, kind, compassionate people. These people I used to know back in the day, way back in Amsterdam, and they were from Ethiopia and they'd been through absolute hell. And they were so beautiful and so kind. And again, they did some good food, because I like food. And oh, these people knew how to cook. Lovely. So, I believe in us. I believe in salt people with all my heart and all my being. I believe in communion. I believe in sharing. I believe that we all have a piece of the jigsaw and that we all come together and we put those pieces in place. We have a beautiful picture. We have a breathtaking work of art. Yes? That's what I believe. You know, we spent such a long time, or so it would seem, in the darkness, in the pain, in the trauma, and we're so used to that. We're so used to the trauma-based response. Right? We're so used to that, people. It's not our fault, it's not our fault. But now is the time where that is beginning to shift, where that is beginning to heal. Yes? That is good and beautiful, people. Doesn't mean we're out of the woods just yet, but you know, when you get toward the end of the woods, it's like the trees begin to thin out, you know? Yeah? It's less dense. Well, it's a bit like that. It's a bit like that. We are so valuable, and we are not these diseased, sickly, stunted bodies. We are not this diseased, stunted, sickly consciousness, this limitation, this wading through the sludge with the old ball and chain around your ankle. All of that is an illusion. All of that is a lie. And more now, we will choose freedom and experience freedom. More and more now, we will realize that, hey, yeah, we are creator beings. We've always been creator beings, you know. It's just that we've been creating loads of shit because our consciousness has been sick, right? And the virus, the archonic virus, has been funneling itself through us in order for using us, like in the Matrix, you know, when these agents, these virtual agents, can download themselves into each and any person, almost like a walk-in, but not quite. It funnels itself through us and uses our diseased consciousness to create a reality that is fucking dark and nasty as hell, so because that is where it lives. And it wants to live. But all that is changing now, very much. And that is why it's putting up such a fight. See? It's a good sign. It's a good sign, people. Take heart. And allow yourself to feel that optimism. It's safe to do so. Right. Yeah. Today, just do something beautiful for yourself, wherever you are. Don't today be aware that you do not have to behave the way you've always behaved. You do not have to react the way you've always reacted. And even though it feels counterintuitive at first, make those changes that you're ready to make. If you try and make a change and you're not quite able to pull it off, don't beat yourself up, you're just not quite ready yet. You will be in the future, no worries. But make those little changes. And another one, very important, especially for the ladies, you do not have to be nice to everybody, girls. No, you don't. You don't. You're not the servant of humanity. You're not Mother Teresa. You need to be nice to yourself. Because a lot of women, and this is programming, a lot of women are out there being everything to everyone, right? To the detriment of themselves. Your needs go unmet. That is self-abandonment, is what that is. No wonder you're fucking hurting. So, again, this will feel counterintuitive because part of you thinks that your entire identity is somehow tied up with being nice to everybody. And it isn't. That's not who you are. So, stop doing that. Feels uncomfortable at first, but stop doing that and be nice to yourself. Do nice things for yourself. Sit down and do some art. Get into that kitchen and cook some good food for yourself. And sit there and... right? Do things for yourself. Come home to yourself. Say, hey, I'm really sorry that I was out there doing all these nice things for everybody and totally ignoring you. I am so sorry. I'm going to be here for you now. And I'm going to do really good things for you. I'm going to love you and look after you. Here I am. Here I am. And give yourself a great big hug and keep doing that. I'm not saying be nasty to people. I'm not saying that at all. This is weird, isn't it? It's like, well, if you're not nice to people, then you're being nasty to them. This is bullshit. It's not like you wish anyone ill. You're just going to stop giving. You don't need to do it. There's no need for it at all whatsoever, you know? People are perfectly capable of looking after themselves and of sorting their lives out. And the NPCs, well, they never change and they're neither here nor there. Why would you even care, right? All souled people have a true self, and their true self will know what to do. They don't need you to sort it out for them. You need you. Alright? That's what that's about. Anyway, people, have a good weekend. And yeah. Just be aware, be present, what's going on, haha. Be aware that you have freedom, you are healing, and you are magnificent.